Hello again, friends. It's nice to see you again. Well, I'm not actually seeing you. It's nice to welcome you again. So here we are again, this time with the microphone on so that you can hear me. And what we are looking at is images of the site visit on the 15th of March, 2023. That's Wednesday, 15th of March, 2023, where we had the chairman of the Commission of Enquiry, Mr. Jerome Lynch, KC, and Mr. Gregory Wilson, Deputy Commissioner, as well as other experts visiting the site where they would have exhumed some of the pipeline from involved in the Paria Fuel tragedy. Okay, so we're just going to look through some of these images now. Of course, after this, the examination of the pipeline here by the commissioners and other experts attached to this visit, the commission has now started to establish their positions in the matter and have started issuing criticisms and so on, and their findings are now being put into place towards the final document. You would recall from my last live stream that it was indicated that as a result of some of the findings that the commissioners have put in their, towards their final report, they've given those who have been criticized by the council to the commission and the chair and so on, the opportunity to respond to those criticisms. And as a result of that, Salmon letters had to be issued that details the criticisms and allow for the parties who have been criticized to properly make representations if they so wish for consideration. It was indicated by Chairman Lynch, KC, that those detailed letters would not have been able to be completed by the end of April, which is when the final report was to be issued. Therefore, the Commission of Enquiry's final report will not be ready until the end of April. And so they're kind of looking at giving the final report in May 2023. Right? Of course, they would have mentioned that they regret the slippage of time and so on, but they must give people the opportunity to respond to the Commission's criticisms of their findings and so on, right? And so now let us look through the pipe here from the Wednesday's 15th of March site visit. Now, you would have recall that during the evidentiary hearings, some of the witnesses that would have come before the commission, including, Christian members of Paria and so on, would have indicated that, well, some said you can't actually move in this pipeline, you couldn't put, the oxygen tank over you and so on. So all of these things was being examined by the commission in the site visit. So, right, so you have, it's quite rusted. It's a very, very old site visit. You have the chairman and the deputy chair, as well as other experts from different organizations and Paria, and they're taking a close look at the structural makeup of this particular section of the pipeline that was exhumed for examination. All right, so you're seeing the different pictures here of the site visit, and it allows you to see the kind of scope that was involved in this pipeline here and what the divers would have encountered on that perilous day on February 2022. So you see, it's quite a very clear images, gives you an idea of what was experienced. You can imagine, without the light, this would have been a very dark and eerie space to be in, filled with of course, oil and air pockets and whatnot. Right? And as you can see, this is the makeup of the pipeline. And this is just some of the images so that you can get an idea of the scope and scale of the situation. Okay. And then you have the chambers and so on. And then, of course, I think that's some sort of plug at the end. All right, so that's just for you to discuss and have a look at. And now we're going to look at a letter that was sent by the Institute of Surveyors of Trinidad and Tobago, ISTT, and we're going to read that together. So let us read that together. One moment, please, while I get that up on the screen. All right, here we go. So this is a letter statement issued on March 9th, 2023, statement on surveying aspects of the Paria diving tragedy of February 2022. The ISTT is the professional body of surveyors practicing in various disciplines, including building surveyors, land surveyors, quantity surveyors, and valuation surveyors. ISTT discussed amongst its members the evidence presented by expert witness engineer Zaid Khan in January 2023 at the Commission of Enquiry into the Paria diving tragedy, which occurred on February 25th, 2022, when divers perished after being sucked into an underwater pipeline because of Delta P event. Of particular interest to surveyors was the lack of definite information with respect to the seabed topography on which the horizontal portion of the particular pipeline lay and the methods used to measure the level of fluid in the vertical rises of the pipeline. Surveyors with experience in the particular environment of the pipeline noted the following. The particular pipeline is part of a network of original pipelines constructed 50 to 70 years ago. The topography of the seabed was at best uncertain, given the propensity for soft mud to have accumulated over the decades, from the discharge of Venezuelan rivers into the Gulf of Paria, rendering the pipelines in the seabed of the Gulf of Paria almost opaque to contemporary surveying equipment and measurements. Historical or legacy data, information, and knowledge, such as maps of the original pipelines, may have been misplaced or lost over time as various transitions occurred from the predecessor company to Paria Fuel Trading Limited, PFTL. PFTL has a significant knowledge gap to close. It is difficult to manage and maintain seabed infrastructure without knowing exact location, depth sizes, alignments, connections, and associated marine hazards. As such, the mapping and the preparation of an accurate marine cadastre for the Gulf of Paria is strongly recommended to prevent future disasters. The hydrographic unit of the surveys and mapping division can assist with the basic mapping. The level of fluid in the vertical rises of a particular pipeline should have been measured relative to a common benchmark, given the approximate 400-meter distance between the rises. This would have indicated a better relative difference related to the ullage to be achieved. And this is ended here with all the relevant members of the board of directors at the ISTT who would have given their statement. Right, so that is the latest but very quick update in the Commission of Inquiry. You saw the images of the site visit of Wednesday, March 15th of last month, and of course you would have heard that the commissioner as well as the counsel to the commission has now been issuing criticisms to the various parties, whether it be Paria or LMCS. They've finalizing their positions on the matter. And they have now invited people to give their responses, if they so wish, through Salmon letters that have now gone out. The Salmon letters that have now gone out give a very detailed appreciation to those who have been criticized as to what exactly concerns the commission, what the commission feels as though they're not satisfied with, and those persons who are now indicating that they would like to respond will then return to a sort of evidentiary type hearing that will be streamed live on this page, to give their response to the criticisms of the counsel to the commission and the chair of the commission as well. As indicated in the stream earlier just now, that originally the final report of the Commission of Enquiry was to be issued at the end of this month, April. But because of the level of criticisms that has had to go out, they needed to give an opportunity to those who have been criticized to respond to those criticisms with either their attorneys and so on representing them in a live video hearing that will be publicized to the people of Trinidad and Tobago and will be covered right here on this page. So it is anticipated that the final report of the Commission of Enquiry with all its findings and recommendations will come in May of next month. So stay tuned, everyone. That has been the latest update on the Commission of Enquiry. And I'm, thank you for joining and for always paying attention to what is occurring. And I will keep you up to date with all the latest that's happening. Thank you for watching. All the best. Good night.